Hey guys, this week I read We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres Sanchez. This novel is marvelous and it is heart-stopping and gut-wrenching all at the same time. And it's a little different than the other titles that I typically pick up. It's not as buzzworthy, but after reading this, I can tell you that it really should be. It is such a wonderful story. It's a clear alternative to American Dirt that is much more suitable for a high school audience and anybody else that just really likes to read, because it's got equal parts of interesting and engaging plot and also really well-developed complex characters. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Have you ever asked yourself why people from other countries risk everything, risk death, risk ending up in cages to enter the United States illegally? If you have, and if you just can't understand that, this novel will help you and enlighten you and see what people are really up against. We Are Not From Here follows three teens. It's Chico, Pulga, and Pequeña. And they are running from their home country from dangers that we can't even fathom here in the United States, because there's just no way out. There is no alternative for them. So they are willing to risk everything. So in this novel, you take the journey with them as they head to La Bestia to cross over into the United States in hopes of safety. It's not even about fulfilling a dream. It's literally about needing a safe place to live, because if not, they will die. So one thing I loved about this book was that it's timely. The idea of people coming to America illegally or legally and what we do with them and how we handle them is so political, and there are so many polar opposites as far as opinions. So the story, or engaging in the story with these characters, gives readers the opportunity to go through that struggle with them and just maybe see things from a different point of view. So that way, when we do see these stories and read about these stories, we can think about coming at it from all different angles, and it just might give us some perspective. I also really enjoyed the characters. They are beautifully written, extremely complex. And they're not related, but they're this sort of found family trope that just work together, and you find yourselves rooting for them, and they are really just the heartbeat of this compelling story. As I mentioned earlier, the plot is fantastic. It definitely makes you turn the page because you want to know what's going to happen to these people. But Sanchez makes us not only wonder what happens to them, but she allows us to care for them as well. So we want them to succeed, and when things go their way, we feel intense feelings for them, and it's just a great combination of both elements. I had one teeny tiny dislike, and that was that the story is told from two perspectives. You have Pequeña as a narrator and Pulga as a narrator, and the third part of this trio is Chico. And what I really wanted was to get a little bit more from him. He's developed, and you do feel for him, but I wanted to get into his head the way that you're able to get into Pulga and Pequeña's head. So I felt like that would have maybe added a little bit more for me. Also, this isn't a dislike, and it's not necessarily a trigger, but this novel is real. It is not one of those stories where everything is happening and coincidentally and conveniently things just kind of fall into place for the characters and they turn out the way everybody hopes they will. This is a slap of reality when you go through this. So it's not packaged nice and pretty with a great happy ending. It's a very real ending, and it's a very complex ending, and it definitely leaves you thinking. This was a 4.5-star read for me, only because like I said, I wanted more of Chico. I want a little bit more development from him. I would definitely recommend it for everybody, all ages alike, even though it's classified as YA. It has elements of magical realism, and it is also kind of a coming of age story as well, because these are some young people experiencing some really adult and traumatic things in their lives. So I really do hope that you pick this one up and you choose to read it. But if you don't, I hope you choose something wonderful and that you're enjoying it. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you guys after my next read. Bye.